What's your goal of investment? Creating a good cash flow or aiming for a good capital appreciation? In part 1 of this series, I discussed all the points that you need to know how to create a good cash flow out of your investment. In this part 2, I am going to talk to you about all the things that you need to know if you are aiming at a capital appreciation from your investments. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakantha, Bhat, investment consultant and a financial planner.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
The aim of your investment, if it is creating a good cash flow, it is pretty simple. It is based on today's events. It's based on situation which exists today. If you do your due diligence, if you spend some time and if you are guided well, it should not be very difficult for you to generate good cash flows out of your investments. What if you are investing with an idea to develop a good capital appreciation from your investment sometime in future? This is going to be very, very tricky. Capital appreciation is not under your control. It is under the mercy of several other things. You are under the mercy of time. You are under the mercy of events. You are under the mercy of the willingness of the buyer to pay a different price at some point of time in future. Nothing is under your control. You can exercise the best possible judgment, but the capital appreciation which will happen depends on a lot of events, and you should be prepared for that. That is why when you are investing for the sake of capital appreciation, don't have a time of 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Anything could happen in short span of time. Only over longer periods of time you can expect to get a good capital appreciation. The capital appreciation which happens in the short time, it cannot be said to be an investment exercise. It could be termed as a speculative exercise. You buy into it, hope that the prices will rise. It may happen as you expected, or the event could be something else different. If you are a person who is investing with an idea of getting a capital appreciation over longer periods of time, the first thing that you need to know is, why does the capital appreciation happen in the first place? If you do not know the reason why the capital appreciation happens, then you could fail in your investment exercise. You need to be having the exact reasons why a capital appreciation happens. So here in this episode, I am going to list for you 4 possible reasons, the 4 primary reasons because of which the capital appreciation happens. This is not the only reason, there could be other reasons as well, but these are the 4 primary reasons because of which the capital appreciation happens. Once you understand these reasons, then it becomes easier for you to choose where to invest. The first reason why capital appreciation happens is because of the growth of the company or the growth of the business or the growth of the asset. If an asset is growing over a period of time because of its product, because of its revenues, or because of whatever the reason, then the capital appreciation happens. Now, when the Maruti company started in the first place, it was producing hardly a few number of cars. Today, it is producing lakhs of cars. So, over many years, its production has gone up. The number of people who are using the Maruti cars has also gone up. So the price of Maruti Suzuki has gone up over the number of years. So this is called justified capital appreciation. This appreciation happens because the company is progressing, it is creating more revenues, it is creating more units, it is being accepted, and it stays relevant in the business, and it is generating more and more profits. That is the reason why the capital appreciation happens. Instead of this, if a company dies in the course of time, the classic case could be the Satyam Computers could be one of the case where the company died in between, the capital appreciation may not happen. There could be cases where the company may not be technologically relevant. The case in point could be Nokia. So if a company does not cope up with the change and does not grow, remain where it is, or will go down the hill, then the capital appreciation may not happen. So the justified capital appreciation comes from the growth of the business or the growth of profits. The second reason why capital appreciation happens is because of inflation. In a growing economy, there is a constant increase in prices year after year. This is known as inflation. When inflation hits the economy, the hard assets or the real assets will climb through this price. Which are the hard assets? The hard assets are your real estate, the buildings, the sites. The hard assets are the commodities, the minerals, the oil, gold. All these things will increase in values. So the inflation also pushes up the price. The capital appreciation also happens because of inflation. I mentioned that the price of hard assets will move up because of inflation. What happens to the financial assets? Financial assets like the stock prices. Now, in case of stock prices, in the short term, because of inflation, anything could happen. They may come down, or they may remain there, or it may go up. But over longer periods of time, invariably the stock prices will definitely reflect the inflation that is happening in an economy. When inflation rises, the input cost of the companies will rise. Obviously, to stay afloat, the companies will rise the finished product rates as well, and their profitability will also increase in percentage terms. So, in the longer term, the companies will increase the revenues because of inflation, and obviously their prices will reflect the underlying inflation. The third reason why capital appreciation happens is because of speculation. People speculate based on news. People speculate based on rumors. Let me explain this with the help of an example. Now, if in a city, if a new airport is coming, there is rumors all around the city where this airport is going to come. And suddenly, if the news hits the market, a particular area has been chosen to construct this airport, you would see the land prices in that area will shoot up. This is speculation. Speculation happens not only with respect to land, speculation happens everywhere. For example, if the government is considering a new trade policy, a sector which gets favorably affected by this government policy could move up in prices in the stock market. Likewise, if there is a rumor in the market that a particular company is going to get acquired by a bigger player, or it is going to tie up with some another technology giant or some other company, its prices can move up. So speculation is another reason why capital appreciation happens. The speculation may turn out to be correct, it may not turn out to be correct. Both possibility happens. In case if you are making some money out of the speculation, you should be prepared. Your speculation may not go in the right direction as well. The fourth reason why capital appreciation happens is because of shortages. If a commodity or if a product is going to be in short supply, its prices will rise. Now, during this COVID times, you would have seen how the price of sanitizers went up in the initial period. Subsequently, the manufacturing caught up and the prices came down. If there is a shortage for any particular commodity, its prices will rise. For example, now in case of oil, if there is a rumor or if a war breaks out between two of the oil producing countries, the markets may experience shortage of oil supply and the oil prices can rise. So shortages in a supply is another reason why capital appreciation happens. By this time, you would have realized if you are aiming to get capital appreciation, it is not under your control. It is under the mercy of time, it is under the mercy of events, and it is under the mercy of several other factors. As intelligent investors, what you should be doing? Should you be investing only for the sake of capital appreciation, or should you create cash flows simultaneously? What's your answers? I would like to hear from you. Please comment below. Dear viewers, I have part 3 on this series as well. What do I discuss in part 3? In part 3, I am going to talk to you about how you can strike a balance between creating a cash flow and aiming for a capital appreciation. That is where the role of financial planners will come in. Dear viewers, if you think the topic that I discussed in this video was useful to you, please like this video. If you are watching this program for the first time, or if you are yet to subscribe for this channel, please subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. Don't forget to share this video with your near and dear ones. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I will be back with you with part 3 of this series very soon.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.